Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna introduce you how to convert different gene IDs to each other in batch. So during your scientific research and bioinformatics analysis, you may encounter many different gene IDs. For example, gene symbol, ensemble gene ID, interest gene ID, RefSeq gene ID, UniProt gene ID, etc. So many gene IDs, you may be puzzled, what are they and what's the meaning of these IDs, and more importantly, how we can convert each other very quickly, right? So today we are going to talk about this. What's the gene symbol and gene ID? So most commonly we will use gene symbol when I talk about a gene to others, and so the gene symbol is a shorthand notation used to refer to a particular gene. It's a short and human readable label that is commonly used in scientific literature and in databases. So in many papers we can see name of the gene, so that is a gene symbol. So on the other hand, a gene ID is a unique identifier assigned to a particular gene or a set of genes species, and are used to track a gene across different databases and resources, so providing a central location for information. For example, the meaning of these gene IDs serve as unique purpose and provide specific type of information about the gene it identifies. The NCBI gene ID provides a unique identifier for gene across NCBI resources, while the UniProt gene ID provide a unique identifier for gene-related protein information within UniProt database. So gene ID are mostly used for specific database, right? So in summary, the gene symbol will provide a concise and easily readable label for a gene, while gene ID provide a unique identifier for tracking and accessing information about this gene in different databases and resources. So what I'm gonna introduce in detail is how we can convert different gene IDs, because in our daily work, we may encounter we have column of gene IDs from ensemble or from UniProt, and we want to get its gene symbol, or if we have a column of gene symbol and we want to retrieve some annotation from certain database, but we need the identifier for that database, how we can get it quickly, right? And specifically, if you have only one gene, that's simple. You just get here and explore your gene cards. So right, you can get all the gene information about this different database, different gene IDs. So I will not talking about this. And what I'm gonna tell you is how we can do batch processing to convert thousands of genes within minutes using a Python package called mygene.py. So we need only a few lines of codes to achieve this, and it's very easy to use. So I think that this is my most commonly used tool to convert gene IDs. And okay, let's go and go to the coding a little bit quick. I have already built up this Python notebook. I think later we will use Python notebook very often, so I highly recommend you guys to install Anaconda 3 and just type, okay. After you install the Anaconda 3, you just let me go this a little bit quick. Okay. Sorry, no problem. Let's go and So after you have installed the Anaconda 3, first I need to go to the Bioinformatics skills folder. This folder I will introduce all the bioinformatics skills. So then we type this Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is already installed if you have installed the Anaconda 3. So let's go. Okay, here is the folder of this folder here, the bioinformatic skills. So we go to GenID. In this GenID folder, I already built this GenID notebook. Okay, so first we install the mygene. Okay, it's already installed. So you so if you have not installed yet, you just pp install mygene. Okay, first I will tell you how we can get gene ID for one gene symbol. Okay, so usually if you have gene symbol, you want to get the IDs. First import my gene and put mg as this function, my gene info, and then the mg query. Okay, this function here you input the gene symbol you have, and scope is whether it's a gene ID or gene symbol. So here with a gene symbol, and fields is the ID you want to convert to. Species, you mean human. Okay. You can also use tag ID, right? Text ID. Okay. Taxonomy ID. Human is 0606. Okay, let's go. And we'll tell you, right? The F263, the UniProt ID is, so usually the UniProt is this Swiss prot. It also has another one is called tree EMBL. It's not very commonly used. So the UniProt ID is this one. So let's go further, and if we want to have more IDs, so we put the UniProt, ensemble, interest gene, refsec, etc. Then we can put all these here together. So it has outcome more information about this gene. This is the ensemble, right? Ensemble has a gene, protein, transcript, translation, etc. And mostly we want to know its gene, right? But if we want to, we also sometimes we also want to know the transcripts. And this interest gene ID is 10127, and ref is refseq. Okay, so this is all the IDs you can get. It's pretty easy. And then we want to convert different IDs to each other. Okay, so for example, we want to convert this in transgene ID 10127, right? We want to convert this in-trans ID to UniProt ID and ensemble. Okay, we get ensemble and we get UniProt. Okay, how about we convert the UniProt? Okay, then we need to change this to UniProt. Okay, then we don't need UniProt here. Transgene. Oh, transgene. Okay, that's we got. We from the UniProt to ensemble and entrance gene. Okay, that's pretty easy. You just put the IDs with scope. Scope is what you want. It's what you got, and the field is what you want to convert to. Okay, remember this, and put the IDs you have. So later for bioinformatics, we need to convert. Usually we need to convert a lot of gene IDs into other ones. So this one is convert gene IDs in batch. So I have a list of genes right now. Right now we are working on a list of zinc finger genes crab containing. So we have a list 200 more genes. This tag, this Excel file. Okay, and these are gene symbols. We already have the ensemble gene IDs. So let's see how we can convert to other gene IDs. So here is the gene list. Is the this is a gene symbol column of this data frame. Okay, and then what we do is mg is the function here, right? My gene information function, and query is for one gene. So now we have a list of genes, then we use query many. Okay, query many gene list. This is the gene list we have, and scope is okay symbol, and field is UniProt, ensemble, entrance gene, ref-seq, and species human. Okay, as I previously mentioned, we can also use text ID. We can see whether we can do. We can also use 9606. Okay, it's the same. Let's see how quick. Okay, very quick. So you can input like many genes as you want. Even if it's genome wide, I think it can be finished within like 1 minute. So it's very quick. Okay, then we'll look into data structure of this gene info. This gene info is the output of this function. Okay, actually it's a list of dictionary. So in each dictionary, dictionary is a query. This query this gene symbol you query, and the output of ensemble, the UniProt, and the entrance and ref-seq, etc. And then another dictionary with different query. Okay, so it's this list. Then how we can get the information we want. We just use a for loop to traverse each dictionary in this list. Okay, so in each dictionary, you can see the query is the info key is the query, and then we get this value, right? And the UniProt ID is UniProt, and then we just get the Swiss port. Okay, this is another key. And in symbol ID, we get the gene. Okay, and the ref-seq, we get the genomic. Okay, let's do it. Oops, we got some error. Then I will tell you why. Okay, mostly it will give you if you print this the query, and this UniProt ID, and this ensemble gene ID, and this entrance ID, and this ref-seq IDs. But in this one, we see the ensemble ID. It said list index must be integers, not string. So what happened? Let's see what's the info ID we got this time. Okay, actually the ensemble here is not a single dictionary. It's actually a list of two. It's a list of two. Can see another one, right? So that means you can map to multiple ensemble genes. So that's what's the problem what's the problem is, right? So what we need to do is to query other are same, but we just give a if. So if this dictionary ensemble dictionary is a dictionary, so it's a little bit tricky. So if this is a dictionary, then it's just an ensemble gene, right? But if it's not a dictionary, it's a list, then it consists of a list. It is a list consists of multiple dictionary in it. So the ensemble ID should be for each dictionary in this list, then we get is gene. So in this time, in this case, ensemble ID is not a single one, but a list of multiple ID, right? Others are the same. See whether we can do. Okay, this time we can get. You can see for some of the genes, it has multiple gene ensemble gene ID. That's not a big problem. It may happen sometimes. So we can run through this, right? So then if we want to add some column, add another column to annotate the genes. For example, if we want to add the UniProt ID into our data frame, okay, just append the gene UniProt ID into this list, run it, and then we assign this list to this new column in the data frame. Okay, let's see. Okay, we add a new column to this data frame to convert these gene symbols into the UniProt ID. So pretty easy, right? So next time if you encounter a lot of genes and you want to convert these gene IDs to other gene IDs or to gene symbols, that I hope you find this video helpful for you to handle this kind of problems in your bioinformatics analysis. Okay, I think that's kind of end to this video. If you find this useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more updates about bioinformatics skills in my following updates. And all right, thank you very much for your attention, and I will see you next time.